So I almost feel like, just given the relative length that a lot of people stream in, 2 hours feels like a short stream. At least when said, when you actually do a 2-hour stream, it doesn't feel nearly that short. It was really fucking weird. I actually met a full-time streamer that I didn't know through Twitch. There was a guy at my work, I should say former full-time streamer. There was a guy at my last job, and to give you an idea, he's kind of not the, he's kind of not a very well-handled person. Like, he's the kind of party bro who'll get smashed at, like, bars and shit. Doesn't have a good work ethic. But anyways, so, it was kind of funny. I'm talking with this guy randomly, and we're talking old video games, and he brings up Caleb Hart. So I know he's into, I know he's some inclination into speedrunning, basically. I never actually mentioned that I had been to GDQ or streamed or anything speedrun related. But anyways, so he was talking about these guys who stream ridiculous amounts of time, and I said, making a living on Twitch is a lot harder than you think. And he's like, I don't know, I used to do so. And I'm like, wait, huh? He's like, yeah, I was making probably like $15,000 a year off of Twitch. Which isn't a lot. It is absolutely not a lot. But like, compared to most, it's a pretty decent sum of money to be making. And like, if you're living with, you know, family and friends and you have you don't have to pay a lot of expenses because the people you live with, like, you could probably get by on that kind of money. But I was like, what did you stream? And he was like, oh, I used to just kind of shoot the shit with people and play games for 8 or 9 hours every single night. And I was like, so why did you stop? And he said, oh, I got banned. I'm like, how the fuck did you get banned? I never actually asked him how he got banned, but I was, like, the entire time I was just like, oh, that's interesting. And meanwhile in my head, I'm like, how the fuck did you get banned? Don't get me wrong, Twitch is kind of shit about its enforcement sometimes. You have to do something pretty damn bad. You have to do something pretty fucking bad to get permanently banned from Twitch. Take the ham, automatically go to the dick. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if he got high before one stream and actually tried that. Enforcement's not perfect. Like, there are so many things wrong with it, but it just begs the question, like, most of Twitch's issues end up resulting in temporary bans. Like, Some people would argue that that banning Trihex for saying a homophobic slur for 3 days, like he got banned for 3 days for that. It's like, I know one guy who just was incredibly toxic to his chat and he got banned for like a month. I know one person who just repeatedly got flagged for just something he did on somebody else's like marathon stream, and he got like timed out for a couple days. It's like, there's no way that what he did to get banned wasn't either a repeat offense or something so ridiculously boneheaded that you just question what the fuck did you do? Like, were you like snort and blow on the fucking live stream? I don't get it. How does one get permanently banned from Twitch as a partner? I know one person who has been permanently banned from Twitch for giving himself bits. And that's probably the one person whose ban on Twitch, I think, was for something that like I could sympathize with. He was trying to do full-time streaming and he got banned for exploiting a system that is explicitly against the terms of services, but his reasoning for it I could sympathize with, even if I don't have a particularly high amount of sympathy for the specific action. The fuck do you do when this is your actual only source of income? Do you get to ban? No, I mean like straight up he was using bot accounts to he was straight up using bot accounts to get ad bits. Anyways, this guy gets a job at my store because his brother worked at my store, and the entire time it just seemed like he was trying to be like his brother, and like, he would ask me a couple times, like, was my brother cool? How cool am I? And I'm just like, I want to tell him, you're the current worst person who works at this store, and everyone at this store has their share of issues with your terrible work ethic. But, you know, I'm the kind of person who won't say that to somebody's face. It also didn't help that I was on the way out and it wouldn't really have mattered anyway. Everywhere you work has that one guy that nobody likes. I'm glad that for our store at that particular point in time, this guy was the worst. Because, yeah, his work ethic sucked, but he wasn't an asshole. Like, he had his just share of moments where you're like, you are a genuine dumbass. Never anything that I felt like I straight up want to drop kick this guy in the face. Believe me, we've had bigger assholes at our store. Always a little bit of nostalgia I have for that job because it's like, it wasn't amazing work. It was not, it was a case of like not good job, the right people. And it's the kind of thing that, like, when you work a job that's, like, decent job, decent paying, but, like, the people there suck, it really makes you think, how much better, like, having good people to work with is than necessarily the work itself. This is a weird turn order. Finally, we actually did a Russell fight correctly. So I'm actually curious, since there are a few people here who are RPG fans. RPG limit break submissions are coming up pretty soon. Does anyone actually have like an RPG run you feel like you really wish you could see at a marathon? Like, see, get into a marathon just in general. Like, maybe not even a limit break, but like a hypothetical GDQ or ESA kind of run. There's a part of me that's actually kind of eager to see if, you know, we might get like a Golden Sun offered a limit break, because Golden Sun 1 is a really interesting game, one of my own favorites. I'd love to see that one get into a marathon. It's a community that's worked very hard on it as well. Even if it's a very manipulated run. I've seen parts of the Rabbit run. It's part of the thing that we reviewed for GDQ submissions. As an SRPG, it's got some rather interesting stuff to it. Even if the run seemed a little bit scripted. Not that it necessarily indicates a bad run, because like Fire Emblem is scripted. Vesperia, I've seen Vesperia on like Tales of Marathon showcases. Now that, you know, Definitive Edition is out, I'd hope to see it in the next couple of years. Emerald and Ruby Weapon run? How long would one of those go for? Also, good evening, Ellie. How did your FF4 stuff go earlier? I saw you were working on that. Unlucky encounter here. Also, as for Wild Arms, I know Wild Arms 1 has been in at Limit Break, the no arbitrary code execution run, but like it seemed like there was a lot to the glitchless run that I caught whenever Chaos was streaming it. The last two screens I've had just bad encounters. Oh yeah, that's right, we're looking at the Donkey Kong DLC. Donkey Kong DLC looked pretty cool. Donkey Kong strategy RPG, dude. Thanks for the good luck. Gotcha. Yo, Ellie, by the way, so I don't know if you caught my tweet the other day, but I've recently gotten to the very end parts of Dragon Quest VIII. That's been a game that I'd held off on playing for quite some time. There was a dust bunny in the air, that's why my hand was there. But yeah, I've never actually finished a main series Dragon Quest game, and I kind of, after seeing so many runs of it, I was kind of inspired to go ahead and give it a finish. And I actually really liked the game. It took a bit to grow on me, but it was one of those rare RPGs that kept getting better and better as it went on. This is not what I'm supposed to do here. And seeing your runs for it were pretty cool. Same. 2017 was a bit of a revelation for me. It was probably the first year in a while that I played more, played almost as many, if not more, new games than old. Because there was so much shit that came out in 2017. To the point where it spilled over into 2018. I still have to finish Brusarian. That's about the last big game I have that is 2017. Like Automata took me till 2018. That was a phenomenal experience in the form of a somewhat above average game. Like, for the longest time I kind of wrestled with the idea of, like, judging a game and an experience, because, like I said, the thing that's the game that I can compare Automata to most would be Earthbound, because, like, as much as they're very different games, they're games with really good soundtracks that generate almost instant nostalgia, and they're so distinct that, like, when you play them, you feel like you're playing something you've never played before. Nier Automata, I compare it a lot to Earthbound. They're very, very, very different games on a fundamental level, but on a more meta level, they're really similar. In that they generate instant nostalgia, just by the nature of how well the games are directed in terms of just motifs and, you know, unique, identifiable, memorable traits. It's, like, weird for me, because there are 3 games that I consider the peak games of 2017, and they all have very pronounced flaws that make me wish for, like, one complete game that had all 3. That would be, like, the perfect game for me. Like, general design, presentation, and gameplay of Persona 5. Story, writing, direction of Nier Automata, and then landscape, scenery, and world building of Xenoblade 2. Because all those 3 games have very defined problems for me. But, like, if you were but like each game kind of covers a weakness of another. Like Xenoblade, really good world, solid, maybe not the greatest gameplay, and iffy writing. I wouldn't say it's bad, it's just very spotty. Persona 5, like, really good gameplay, really good dungeon design, menu design, aesthetics are great. I really like the characters in the game. Story is a little weird and like inconsistent. And it's not well paced as a video game. And then like Nier Automata, I think its gameplay is eh. It's missing some design components as an RPG. Like there's a share of modifications I would make to the game to make the gameplay a little more well tuned. But it's still a really good game. Like it's at least fun and satisfying to play, and that's what kept me going through it. Like, and everything else, like, it was rewarding enough to play that everything else about the game that was really, really damn good, like, was all the better. So it's like, you take the gameplay of like P5 and like the scenery of Xenoblade and the world building of Xenoblade, and then the story and writing of Automata, and you'd have, for me, the perfect 2017 game. I also really fucking like Ys 8. Like, taking out everything from Chapter 5's boss onward, that game is fucking fantastic. If you add in that part, the game becomes still pretty good. I could definitely make a case for it being the best Ys game. It's probably the jack of all trades of that year. It's like, its story was far from the worst, even if some of it was just not good. Like, much of the story of that game was really good. The music in that game was just fucking incredible. I don't even know if it's quite at my top 5 Falcom soundtracks, which is a testament to just how good Falcom JDK is. And how much they hit the notes that I look for in soundtracks. Gameplay's really good, but it kinda has one thing that it suffers from. I'll get into that one. Boss. Okay, we'll win.
これでもどうだ。かかってこい。食らえ。私の出番だな。食らえ。
Bandit, yeah. I don't want to suddenly blow more money than I need to, so it's being a little extra cautious there. Alright, so this is the part where we get screwed by a couple more encounters because this game is mean. Yeah, this screen has 0 chance of encounter, thankfully. Assuming you actually go the correct path. Which of course I did, because I'm a genius. Not really. I think I'll chance the encounter, to be honest. Actually, never mind. I didn't play that many to completion. I was caught up in speedrunning. And there weren't very many games that were, like, exciting that came out last year. In terms of games that came out last year, if you don't count East 8's PC port, because that was technically last year, not 2017, I played Celeste, Smash Ultimate, this game, amazing. Actually, this is the perfect turn order in this fight, by the way. It's so rare that you actually get 2 soul stones before you can go this off. So I saved a couple seconds just off of that. This is the time where I lose time to this split because getting an encounter on the screen is something that just happens. He's a little harder in Therian's story, I believe. Yeah, we did kind of just cheese the game to get really good soul stones early. That said, I don't know why the devs of this game thought to give L soul stones like immediately when you leave Ripple-Tide. That just seems like a design flaw, to be honest. This is not the treasure chest. This is the treasure chest. One habit I think I need to get better at in speedrunning is making sure that I keep my movement on point. I always run into corners because I'm trying to do my movement as tight as possible and end up losing a little bit more time because of it. That time save was because I normally grab a win soulstone L in the mines, but I didn't this time. It's amazing to me how many people will come into a game like this who've played RPGs before and don't realize just how broken soul stones really are. Like just a humongous flat sum of damage that doubles on an enemy being broken. Yeah, we want the autosave here. I had the game screw with me on this menu before. Yeah, that's fair. Like a lot of people, this is one of their first RPGs. And that's completely fine. Not everyone has to be like me, who plays fucking Bot and Kaitos as their first RPG.
なかなか考えがいがある。これでどうかな。
すまない。
Yes, it does a good job of teaching you everything. I'd almost argue that there's almost a weakness to it, because it gives you so much more. I'd love for the game to develop a little bit more. Come on, 2 people, early turn order. Whatever, try and risk it. You are literally the first person who's ever mentioned Fortnite in my stream. Oh my god, there's somebody who has my fucking name and just like changed one letter. That's a thing? That's kind of hilarious, actually. No, Kumo is a word that means spider or cloud. Or a city in Sweden if you come from Finland. Or vice versa, I don't remember. No, there's no Fortnite on this stream. Welcome, welcome nonetheless. I'm gonna have to look this guy up now. I'm like genuinely curious. Hey Nana. Hey. You know, I forgot I gave you the sword, to be completely honest. Whoops. I made a mistake here. It's gonna cost me like 15 seconds because this game's saves are stupid. I always forget you have to go to the tavern. How you doing today, though, Mr. Nano? Press plus to hear travel banter. How am I doing? I'm doing well. Have a run that's on solid pace here. I don't think we're getting sub 50 tonight, but we're on pretty solid pace regardless. It's not that first chest there. I'll save a little bit of time by not opening that this run. It's this one here. Nice, nice. streamed or done runs anytime recently? I feel like I haven't caught any of that happening. Yeah, a lot of the optional bosses in this game are pretty darn tough. So thankfully this next boss is actually pretty simple. My inputs there were weird, and they went so fast it threw me off. Okay, so with incredibly bad luck, you can get an encounter here. I think I remember to teach you about that here. Damn sure I break him. And bye-bye. I'd argue Cyrus is flat out the best for speedruns, but that's more the Scholar subclass than actually Cyrus. Alpha sucks. Doggone it, how many cutscenes are there? Alvin to me seems like one of the last couple of characters they made for this game, to be completely honest. Like, his story just seems a little bit more rushed than the others. Alright, sub 50 is a dream, but I think getting a 50 should be doable here. Some of the stories are harder to beat without hired help than others. I know I lose like 4 or 5 seconds to that menu, but I just want a freaking PB, or a good PB. Now just don't kill Cyrus.
私の出番だな。使え。私の出番だな。使え。私行くぞ。払った分は働いてもらおうか。
Alright, I'm going to be focusing here. So the insight here, because Cyrus takes all of this next attack, so it's spreading across my party.
かかってこい。さみだれよ。
行くぞ。
私の番。行くよ。
どうか行くぞ。払った分は働いてもらおうか。
行くぞ。行くぞ。
かかって。お金も大切だ。
行く。
This should kill. There we go. Alrighty. Generally smooth, Esme. Not spectacular, but it was done. Now we just kind of hold B for the rest of the run. GG. Hope is I at least saved 2 minutes over that last PB.
お嬢さ
There we go. 51:18. Not bad. We're getting places. Just need to practice a little bit more on these bosses, get a little bit luckier. And yeah. So I'm not set on like breaking this game down to like world record stuff. Like, it's pretty volatile and random. So trying to go for Vermilio's 55 just sounds like an exercise of energy I'm not quite willing to put forth for this game. But it is very much fun running this game and kind of setting my own little goals with it. So, yeah. Game's credits are a sixth the length of the actual run. It's kind of funny. So I'll try for a couple more 50s in the next couple days before moving on to what I believe will be Hanit. Or Hani, or however you pronounce her freaking name. Quite consistent. Yeah, the music in this game's credits is great. It's just a lineup of all the different leitmotifs this game has. I know, right? Hey, it's that time that I cast hired help to finish that fight. And then next up is another fight that I spent the entire fight casting hired help. I'm not going to go through all the characters because Primrose, Ophelia, and Therion just sound awful. Like they seem like more of Cyrus, and I want to do less of Cyrus. I think Honey is still a little volatile, but actually has a pretty fun looking route. So I think that's going to be my next run. I wanted to be able to like offer 3 characters for a bid war to limit break. And to do that, I want to at least put in a chunk of time for all of them. I know like half of these voice actors. I know a little bit too much about this shit. There's my boy Sean. Tch. I can see that. Simeon is kind of a rough fight, though. Yeah, I've actually changed some of my segment names. They used to be a little bit more memey. Like, where's my Cyrus ones? I think my Cyrus splits are just gone. That sucks. Yeah, my Cyrus splits are gone. I think I saved over them with my Tressa ones. They were a little bit more memey. Decided to make these ones a little bit less memey. God, I swear my hair gets messier every like 15 minutes while streaming. I need a haircut. I love that poison works on bosses in this game. It doesn't do a ton, but it's really, really nice that they like make status effects work against bosses. Like, I wish more RPGs would do that. It's one of the things that I really liked about those Void games. And like, it does serve to benefit you. Like, hitting a boss with poison, like, it ticks about 600 damage a turn for like Yvonne, and that has actually made the difference in a couple of my runs. I like how the credits are so long that the game will actually go into idle mode before they finish.